These are some of my Faceless Instagram pages I own. I've had others which I've built in the past as well. And I've had literally single videos where I've gained 20,000+ followers from just one video. And so even for me, when it came to me growing a page, growing a Faceless Instagram page was hard until I understood these 9 concepts I'm going to explain to you in this video. And so the first concept is that inputs are more important than outputs. So I know that sounds confusing, but just listen. This video, by the way, is not going to be an Imangachi video, crappy edits and stuff. It's just going to be raw value. So inputs are more important than outputs, especially when you're starting out. So I see this all the time when people are starting out, you know, with their page and they're trying to grow and stuff like that. They're so worried about like how many views am I getting, right? So for example, like this video which I posted, it got me 2.3 million views, and I have, you know, 270,000+ followers. So getting 2.3 million views isn't very hard. And so I can, you know, kind of judge off of my videos based on like, okay, this video did good because I got all the views. This one didn't necessarily do so good. But if you were to take this same exact video, right, this same exact video, and let's say that you posted it on an account now with 600 followers, this same exact video might only get 200 views, or might only get a couple hundred views, or 1,000 views, or whatever, right? And so when you're starting out, and you, especially when you're starting out and you don't have a big account, don't focus on your views. Don't even really look at it. As long as, you know, you're not getting 1 or 2 views every video and you're not shadow banned, you're good. Don't worry about it. Instead, worry about the inputs, which is making the videos. And yes, how many views your video gets does, you know, it is like a reflection of how good your video is, but still you shouldn't be so focused on it, because naturally it's going to be rough when you're starting out. You're not going to be getting a ton of views on your posts naturally. And so what will happen is a lot of people will make a really good video like this, which if I were to post this video, it might have gone viral, gotten a couple million views. They'll make the same exact video, really good video, top quality and everything, post it onto their account and get only a couple hundred views, and then they'll give up and say like, oh, this video style doesn't work, I'm going to try this, try that. We need to focus is on the inputs of just being consistent and just improving with every video, and I'll explain to you why in a concept here in a second. By the way, throughout this video, if you have any questions, leave a comment. I try to reply to every single one. The second comment is that growing your account isn't just about gaining followers. Now, that doesn't make sense, does it? Well, here's what I mean. So, yes, you should always be trying to, you know, reach new people like this, where your videos are getting pushed to people who aren't following you, because then you can gain a bunch of new followers. But growing an account in terms of growing its size of following isn't just about gaining more followers. Now, how does that make sense, right? Well, there's 2 aspects to it. Because on Instagram, you can gain followers and you can also lose followers. This is just naturally how it is on Instagram. Everyone loses followers. People unfollow all the time. But you want to keep that unfollowing rate as low as possible. And so, like I said, you can grow in terms of followers. You can also decrease in terms of followers. So I've had points with my account where I actually made this mistake. I'm just being fully transparent. I'm not perfect with this myself. I've had this mistake in the past for my own accounts where I lost quite a decent amount of followers, you know, like a couple thousand followers, and not this amount, which you can see on the screenshot. And so I realized it's like, okay, if I gain 10,000 followers in a month, but 5,000 people unfollow, I'm actually only gaining 5,000 followers every month. I'm not gaining the 10,000 that are following me. And so one of the easiest ways I could just double my following is to prevent those 5,000 people from unfollowing my account. And so don't only focus on, you know, going and getting posts like this, which are shown to, you know, people who aren't following you so you can gain new followers. Also focus on getting some posts that can re-engage your followers and that will keep them following you. Because if you're not re-engaging your followers again and again and again, they're eventually going to unfollow you, which is naturally how it is. And so you also need to focus on doing that. You can do that through stories, also carousel posts I'm starting to do on my accounts now. And so growing an account is not just about gaining followers, because I see this, like some of the ratios that I've seen of people's ratios of how many followers they get to how many people unfollow is just insane. Like I was talking to someone which their ratio is like 10-7. So if they gain like 10 new followers every month, but then 7 of those followers will unfollow every month. So it's like you have 10,000 followers, you grow to 20,000, but then 7,000 unfollows, so you're back down to 13,000. And when you're not prioritizing the people unfollowing you and keeping them on your account, you're basically just going like this, up and down, up and down, up and down, instead of going like this, which is a consistent rate of growth. And so you also need to focus on the people unfollowing your page. Now, the next concept, which is the third one, is know your analytics. By the way, you should also like the video, because then I can get better analytics. So know your analytics. Now, when it comes to knowing your analytics, it's basic stuff you need to know. Like you need to know your engagement rates. You need to know your average watch times on your videos and understand what's a good average watch time for your page, what's a bad one. Understand like the follow rate. So like if you get 1 million views, how many followers do you gain from that 1 million views? Understand your skip rate. There's a bunch of other stuff, retention rates. Now, I will say this, in terms of getting views, there's a lot of different metrics which people focus on for that. They're like, oh, do this metric, do this one's important. And sure, there's hundreds of metrics out there which are important for gaining views. But I'll tell you, from literally studying through like all my posts almost ever on my page and looking through all the analytics, the most important one that you should know, it's your skip rate. Skip rate is so important, and the skip rate is so clear of how well your video will do that every single time, like you could name out a skip rate, or sorry, you could name out any video on my page with how many views it is, and I could estimate very, very closely what the skip rate is. That's how important skip rate is. And skip rate is essentially on your video, people are scrolling through their reels. If they see a video, what percentage of them leave in the first 3 seconds? So you can see right here, 52% of them scrolled past in the first 3 seconds. That's pretty bad. So this video didn't perform well for me. But if I get a skip rate under 30%, my video is doing very well every single time, right? And I'll explain to you what very well is here in a second. By the way, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. So the fourth point is to post more. Now, this is such a simple one, but it's such an overlooked one, because a lot of the time when it comes to this kind of stuff, we're always looking for like the complicated algorithm hacks and the posting frequencies and, like engagement tactics and all this stuff. A lot of the time, it's just double your inputs. Oftentimes, you could double, if not even more than double your results, right? And so when I say post more, right? Let's say that you're posting just 2 videos a day. Dude, just post 3 to 4 videos per day. Double your videos, right? Like, why can't you just double your videos and potentially double your reach, double your views, right? If you're posting, let's say 10 videos a month and that's getting you 1 million views, well, if you just did another 10, you'd get probably at least 2 million views, or at least around double it. You might not double it, you might do a little bit less, might do a little bit more, but if you just double your rate of posting, you're going to massively improve the reach on your page and obviously the views. And it's such a simple one, right? It's just more input equals more outcome, right? Simple as that. Now, this is actually something I need to work on. I'm trying to increase my frequency myself. I'm not perfect with this at all, but I would highly recommend, if you're only posting 1 or 2 videos per day, just double it. If you're posting like 5 or 6 a day, it's different. You're already at a very good amount, but you could always try and just do more. And it's very, very simple, but it has profound results. The 5th point is stop trying to be unique. Now, that probably doesn't sound good, right? A lot of the times in life, when it comes to this kind of stuff, is like you need to be unique, and you need to get people to like you for who you are. When it comes to this stuff, no, do not try to be unique, because when you try to be unique, especially as a beginner, you're probably going to fail. Now, if someone, even me, when I try to be unique on my pages, my videos sometimes don't do so good, right? And so especially if you're a beginner, if you're trying to be unique, you're just not going to do well. Now, if you have a ton of experience and you've grown pages in the past, it's different, but especially if you're a beginner or you're kind of just at that starting out stage, don't try to be unique. Now, the reason you don't want to be unique is because if you actually look at Instagram, it's just so repetitive, right? So for example, like this niche, like everyone's posting the same kind of luxury clips, the same kind of stuff. And, it's like that's what's working for people. Instagram's pushing that. If you just come along and try to be unique, you're not even going to get into the algorithm. You're not going to be viewed as a part of the similar content by Instagram and stuff. And then also you're probably just going to end up doing something that doesn't work, right? It's simple, right? If I gave you, I don't know, a piece of furniture to construct and if I gave you a piece of furniture to make and I gave you the instruction manual for it, okay, you can put it together. But now what if I gave you, just random pieces of wood and I'm like, okay, create your own piece of furniture? You'd have no clue how to do that, right? And you'd probably really mess it up because you're trying to be so unique. Whereas if you just followed the manual of what's working for everyone else and what everyone else did when it comes to setting up the furniture or making your posts and stuff like that, it's going to work. So in whatever niche you're in, don't try and just be like, being unique helps and having a unique aspect to it, but don't just try to come up with this completely new kind of posting style, completely new stuff like that. Now, like I said, if you're very advanced and you really know what you're doing, it's a good thing. But if you're a beginner, it's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. The 6th one is that not all videos are equal in terms of gaining followers and growing your account, right? So let me explain this. I want you to look at this video here on the left. Let me move this. This video has 297,000 views, 112 follows from it. Now look at this video, 117,000 views, 19,000 followers from the video. Do you understand the difference from that? This video has almost double the views of this video. Yet the video on the left gained 112 followers. The video on the right gained almost 20,000 followers. So you need to understand, not all videos are equal when it comes to gaining followers and growing your page, right? And there's certain kinds of content which is going to do better, and that's like just certain styles of editing, formats and stuff that you put your videos in that will just gain you more followers. There's certain kinds of content like that. And then also there's a lot of stuff that you can actually do in your content to gain you more followers. Now, let me just show you, for example, real quick, like what I'm talking about. So if you look at, for example, this one, right? I'll show you actual, like I'll tell you the live analytics on these, right? So recently I've had actually quite a couple of videos do well. Like I got, here you can see 1.4 million views. I posted that yesterday. The day before that, I actually got 2 videos, 1.3 million views, 1.9 million views. Let's look at this video, for example, right? This video got 1.9 million views. This video gave me almost no followers. It gave me about 500 followers, right? I'll actually check right now, live on my phone. I'll check how many followers I have. Okay, even less. This video gave me 403 followers, right? So even less. Didn't even give me that many followers. This video here, right next to it, with 36,000 views, guess how many this one gained me? I'll literally pull it up on my phone right now. Right, so this one gave me the followers there. Now this one gave me 800 followers, so more than double. This video has 1.9 million views. This video has 36,000 views. Yet this one gave me double the followers, right? And so it would take me ages to explain this, but there's just a certain natural intuition that you gain from posting a lot that you'll see. Like this video, for example, gained me a lot more followers. I'll actually check right now for you so you can see. That video, 1.3 million views. It gained me 1.3 thousand followers, 1,322. So certain kinds of posts will just naturally gain you more followers than others. So like I said, that does take a little bit more. You do have to have the experience to recognize it. There are certain formats I could show you as examples and stuff and explain. So if you want, just ask me about that more. But by the way, if you want to join a private community where I help you with this, you get community, you get full training videos. If you think my YouTube videos are good, imagine how much better those are. And then you also get one-on-one access to me where I'll help you out. Click the top link in the bio. So seventh principle is that, or concept, is use the tools Instagram gives you. So I see a lot of people really just undervaluing what Instagram gives you there to grow. You got to understand, Instagram wants you to do as good as possible, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, the Instagram algorithm hates me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, they don't. They want your videos to do as well as possible. They want you to make the best content as possible. And so they're going to provide you with everything possible to win there, right? So imagine, like, you're building a house, right? Imagine I told you have to build a house, and I gave you a whole toolbox full of like saws and hammers, and you're going to need all that stuff. But then you're like, yeah, I'm only going to use the hammer here. And you just never even look at the rest of the box, right? It's like that stuff is there to help you out. So you need to use it. And so there's so much stuff which I just see people neglecting and just not using. Things like analytics reports. People do not dive into their analytics enough. You need to be very scientific. If you really want to just get views, you need to be scientific based around how your analytics affect your videos and how you can improve them, right? Trial reels are a huge one. If you don't know what a lot of people don't even know what trial reels are. I say this to people when like are using trial reels and like, what the heck is that? Like you can literally take your most popular videos you've ever posted, repost them with a feature called trial reels, and Instagram will show them to completely new followers that have never seen your account before. And you can just repost your old popular videos like that, which gain you followers, and you just gain followers just like crazy with no extra work, right? Stories, using stories to increase engagement on your page, reduce people unfollowing. Most people don't even post stories, right? Using the Edits app. This is one most people don't even have a clue about or don't even use. The Edits app, download it on your phone. It gives you it's made by Instagram, by the way. It's an Instagram official app. Gives you a ton more insights and analytics on your videos, like skip rate, which I talked about earlier, and different things like that, right? Best practices section. This is a section which Instagram literally tells you, like they literally tell you right now we're pushing videos between 30 and 60 seconds long. Right now we're pushing videos like this. Right now people who do this are getting more views on their posts. Things like that, right? And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more when it comes to Instagram with tools which you could genuinely use to really, really help you out, and most people just neglect it and don't even use it. Like I said, they're trying to build a house with just a hammer. Meanwhile, other people, not to like be all whatever, but like me and other people who are being successful with our pages, we're using, chainsaws and all these other tools which are really helping us. And so it's just such an unfair advantage, right? It's like trying to win a race where the one racer's in a Nissan, the other guy's in a Ferrari. The guy in a Ferrari is going to win, right? So you need to use all the tools here because it just makes it so much easier for you to grow when you understand all this stuff. 8, just focus on improving each post. Right. A lot of the time, you get so complicated and so caught up with like the bigger picture, and you're stuck there getting a couple thousand views on your post, or maybe 20, 30,000 views on your post. Maybe you're only getting a couple hundred views on your post, and you're stuck there like, man, I wish I had, you're there with like, 500 views per post, and you're like, oh man, I need to get to 1 million views, or like, oh, I need to get to 50,000 views, or like some really big goal, instead of just focusing on improving each post. A lot of the time, I'm never the kind of person who I'm like, oh, that's delusional, like you can't do that, right? Like if you came up to me and told me, if you came up to me and told me, I want to get 100 million views on my post, I say, yeah, that's doable. Why not? Right? There's other people that's done it. Why can't you do it as well? But it's not just going to happen instantly. And your first goal, if you've never even posted a video before, your first goal shouldn't be just 100 million views. That's like the end goal, right? Your first goal should just be make your first video, get to the point where you're getting a couple thousand views a video, get to the point where you're getting 10,000 views a video, things like that. It's like if I wanted to fight John Jones and beat him, which for those of you who don't know, John Jones is like the greatest UFC fighter of all time, pretty much. I wouldn't just instantly get in the cage and fight John Jones. I would train, I would get my first professional fight, I would work my way up in the divisions and the levels and stuff, eventually to where I get to the point to fighting him and stuff. And so just focused on improving one post after the other. And so Instagram literally does this in your analytics. And this is like, if I had to choose, I guess, 2 analytics, because I can't leave either of these out, to look at when it comes to my videos, I would choose this and I would choose skip rate. Those would be the 2 analytics that I could only look at. This is incredibly important, because this lets you know how your videos are doing compared to your other videos. So, for example, like when I post on YouTube, a lot of people know that YouTube has this, right? So when you post on YouTube, what YouTube will do is so let's say I post a video now and it gets like 100 views in the first 24 hours. They'll compare how that video did in the first 24 hours to my previous 10 videos, and they'll rank it like out of the past 10 videos, where does this rank of how it performed in the first 24 hours? And so every YouTuber's goal is just, my next video, I just want it to rank number 1. And if you know that every single next video you make is just ranking number 1, you're improving over time. That's like the main goal. And so it's the same with Instagram here, where this right here, so this dotted line, Instagram will show you what your typical reels are, like how your views usually do on average within that time. And then this blue line is how that current reel you just posted, it's on each analytic, right? On each video, you have one of these. It shows you how that video is performing compared to your regular ones. And so like all your goal should be is, as long as your blue line is above the dotted line, your account and your views are going to grow over time. It might be slower, it might be faster, but that's gonna happen, right? And so my version of success when I post a reel is that the blue line is above the dotted line. As long as I know that the blue line is above the dotted line, I know that my videos are growing. I know that each time I'm posting, they're doing better, they're getting more views, more reach, all that kind of stuff, right? And recently, like on one of my pages, just focusing on this, because I used to make the same mistake a lot of people make, even like a couple months ago, very recently, where, I'm so focused on like the big picture, like, oh, I need to go viral, get 1 million views, get 1 million views, get 1 million views, and my videos were only getting like 30, 40,000 views. They weren't performing well. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on every single video. I want this blue line to improve and do better than the previous one. And my reach on my account, so how many views I got, last month was really, really bad for my account. I got only 800,000 views. This month, guess how many views I got? Well, I haven't got it yet, but I'm on track to getting 13 million views this month. So I want you to think about that. And 13 million views isn't even a lot, by the way. Even for me, like I've done like 50, 60 million in a month before. So 13 million is not a lot. But I'm just focusing on improving, right? So I was at 800,000 views in a month, and I took it to 13 million in a month just by focusing on this. And so, and of course I took into account my other analytics, but this is like the main priority above everything for me here. Now, the 9th one is picking your niche. Now, picking your niche is so important. Picking your niche is important because it's like building a foundation on the house. If you're in America, we build really, really crappy houses here. They're like built out of wood and stuff, and they're just horrible. Back when I lived in England, we build proper houses out of brick and stuff and stone and whatnot. But America is like built out of wood and plastic, right? But the foundation of the house is still very, very solid, right? And why? Because it's so important. Because when a big storm comes or a big wind or whatever, your house needs a strong foundation to be on, right? Otherwise, it's going to collapse or whatever is going to happen to it, right? And so the foundation is the most important part. And so just in the way where as long as you get the foundation right, the rest, you do have to do it correctly, but it doesn't matter as much, right? And so this is why, like, whether you're building a house out of wood and plastic like they do in America or bricks and stone like they do in England and other countries, as long as your foundation's mindset, you're still going to build a decent house. And so your niche, depending on what niche you pick and stuff like that, your success will just be so much easier or so much harder, right? Like I say it all the time. You give me a volleyball account niche to run, that's going to be 100 times harder to blow up than it is to blow up a soccer page niche. Why? Because look at the biggest volleyball page in the entire world. They probably don't even have 1 million followers because it's not a popular sport. Now look at the biggest soccer page in the world, hundreds of millions of followers because it's the most popular sport. And so I'm not saying those are good niches. I don't actually recommend those niches at all. But I mean, like you need to understand your niche is incredibly important. And so you've heard me talk about this millions of times of like the most important niches and different things like that. But now, another thing that I want to point out is a lot of people think that when it comes to Instagram theme pages, like they just think of it as a business where the limit is, you know, like, oh, with an Instagram theme page, you're only going to make like maybe 10 to 20, 30,000 at the max. First of all, I've made more than that in a month myself. But also, I want to show you something cool, right? So this Instagram page right here, which you're looking at, has 5 million followers. You've probably seen it before. And this Instagram theme page, it's a completely faceless page, right? Just, you know, posting like memes and money making online videos like this. And this page has made, I'm not even joking, I'm not joking when I say this, right? Over $29 million. I'll say that one more time. 29 million with an M, right? It's insane. And so I made a full page breakdown of how this page made $29 million posting faceless videos. If you want to watch it, I'll put the video somewhere up here on the screen. You can go watch that. And then also if you want to join the private community, it's top link in the bio.